2, 1, and go. Okay, take 3 on stream, take 4 for today in general. Let's actually get around here. Let's not embarrass ourselves on stage 1 once again. Hey guys, this is GamerCow doing a live stream LP thing of this here because it's more entertaining, I guess. I don't know. So, yeah, we're playing the Embodiment Scarlet Devil. I don't know, Nid, how many times you need to say that I spell very bad. As you can see, the chat is in that sort of side bit there, and it's pretty magical because people can just kind of poke fun wherever they want. And yeah, I was not that. Ew, no, too much of no. Too much. Yeah. Let's just ignore that entirely. Let's not play easy mode, and we're going with Marissa B. Because, yeah, Marissa B is the most comfortable shot for me to use. Even though I did the original LP with Marissa B as well, I just like this shot type the most. So, yeah. I will say that Marissa A is definitely stronger, but Marissa B is better with Patchy because he has an easier Patchy fight, so that works too. In terms of stage 1 stuff, there are a fair few more bullets than there were before, but it's not really inherently more dangerous. I got the full power thing here though, that's very good. With Marissa B, if you can get 32 power by getting that large item before Rumier appears, you just destroy her so quickly here, because you've just got a massive amount of power now, because I've got 2 streams, two midget, midget missiles. Yes, they are midget missiles. They're not magic at all. They're very small missiles. Yes, two magic missile like stream things. I guess they're technically not even magic missiles because that's what the shot type in Marissa A is called. But you know, the blue streamy things, the basic shots. They are very useful to have 2 of for Rumia, pretty much. And yeah, that's pretty much stage 1 in a nutshell. Really not too hard. It's a bit difficult to collect items if you're not proactive with it, and I did miss one there, but that's fine. 58 is a good amount of power to have, so that's pretty good. Yeah, I definitely like having that. So, I'll try and explain some of the mechanic stuff that I didn't get a chance to later on, but that's kind of what cost me in my attempting stage 1 last time, so I'm not going to do that for a little bit. What I will say though is that Rumia is still extremely easy, except her last spell card got a bit of an upgrade, but the rest of it's basically the same as before. So really she's not difficult no matter what you do. She is still very interesting though, having these randomizer based attacks here. They're never quite the same every time you play them, so that's always neat. But this attack here, it's kind of like Resurrection Butterfly's upgrade in the sense of it's two needle waves, but really the way that you generally want to do it is you just want to go up through the needle waves, and it's actually still really easy. So it's still stage 1, you wouldn't expect it to be that hard. Unless it's subterranean animism, but we won't talk about that one. Yes. So on to stage 2. Stage 2 does have a lot more like fire, and you still want to bomb this because resources are good to gain, so that's nice. What's different here though is that these fairies, this is one of the few differences in the stage part actually, these fairies do actually shoot at you now. And if you want to get all the power items off of them, you need to be a little bit smarter about it, because you don't want to leave them on the screen to shoot at you, because it's all like aim stuff, but there's things going around, It's a free wave thing, so it can be a bit widespread to just like macro around it at times. So you want to kill them in groups, basically, like I did there, even though I didn't really explain it, because I am good at explaining things. Diose, however you want to say it, fairy person over here is basically exactly the same as she was before, because all she really does is add... Oops, I killed her before getting bonus. Brilliant. All she really does is add more bullets to the same straight line kunai wave, going at pretty much the same speed as every other wave there. So honestly, she is not any more difficult. I don't know why, Zune would have thought that's harder. Adding more bullets in a straight line thing does not necessarily make an attack harder, Unless it's freaking Byakuras, because screw that. But, yeah, that's not the point, once again. Getting off topic on stuff here, if you kill the fairies in this bit, nothing will shoot at you regardless of what difficulty you play, so that's really easy to do. So, yes, it does make the attack look more impressive, I will admit that. So anyway, Cirno, I have changed strategies since hard because I now do the sort of micro thing like Robin does, I guess, because it just works out a lot better. I don't know, maybe it's just because of the spread of it. And then, yeah, the whole misdirection thing there is just to make sure that I don't end up getting myself walled in. So there we go. Hailstorm! It gets faster with every wave that it progresses in, so try just to, you know, damage rush it, I guess, just to make absolute sure that you don't get killed by it, because it should not be failed. It is all straight line stuff that really isn't particularly hard unless it gets too fast, so don't time it out, because then it actually gets legitimately hard. This attack is stupidly annoying because Cirno never seems to stay still in a place that you can kill her, and that sucks, but it worked out very well there, so that's fine. Perfect Freeze has been said by me to never really change between difficulties after you get beyond easy mode. That is pretty much exactly true, and it would be a lot harder if she didn't freeze the bullets because there's kind of a decent bit of random spam there. Not as hard as the stuff you get later on in the game, obviously, but if they didn't stop, it could be difficult. And then Diamond Blizzard, it's a new card from normal actually. Do you fight this one on normal? I actually forget. It's obviously here on hard anyway, but I don't remember if you fight this one on normal. I don't think you do. But regardless, it's not too bad because it's pretty slow. It's fairly dense, but it's slow, so it's easy enough to get. Yeah, it's easy enough to do. Unless she just moves away from you the entire time, but that's not the case here, so good stuff. Onward and upwards to Stage 3. Stage 3 can be annoying, and this is sort of where the start of bombing tends to happen properly. For the sections here though, the stage part is really not too bad. Just make sure you don't move too quickly during this stuff because it is all aimed at you, and the fairies are not all on the screen at the same time, so that's fine. Stay on the left to start this. In my first LP attempt of today, actually, I did not stay on the left at first. I actually moved to the right because I thought that's where they came from. I nearly got pelleted in the face several times because it's all aimed at you, and they're very widespread at that point, so don't stay over that side, I guess. For this here, just make sure you're in a nice open gap between the red circles, and this is really, really easy. It's really easy, especially if you manage to kill one of the fairies that's going to shoot the red circles out. Anyway, mid-boss time, Meiling. She's actually a little bit annoying as a mid-boss. I don't generally get hit by stuff here, cue the curse, but it's still annoying because, you know, there's a lot of random crap going on the screen, I guess, and the red circle is sort of dense, so yeah. Static spell card is static. You shouldn't fail this, really. It's not that hard, so try not to fail it. I have failed it once in an attempt today, but not in a run which I finished, I guess. And then the second half of the stage, you need to learn a little bit in terms of how to deal with this one. It's largely streaming with some of these random spam-like segments to it as well. If you stay in the center for the bit to start with there, then stream to a side and quickly restream it, it's not too bad, because it just kind of goes like that. And then here you kill one fairy and you go in the middle. You can actually go above it, but then I find the white circles kind of get in the way, so I don't do that. And that's that. So that's pretty good, stage 3, at least. Fun fact with Marissa's lasers, actually, is you probably noticed there, if you actually have the laser still going into the boss text, and they appear on the screen, you get a tiny bit of scoring from it. Really stupid fact, but it's there anyway, and it's kinda cool. So, Meiling time. I'm not a massive fan of Meiling's attacks. Overall, I just find she's actually a little bit tricky for this stage of the game, but then again, this is where your game starts getting a bit serious. You know, stage 3 boss is usually kind of hard, unless it's Ichirin. Although I still die Ichirin. Kraken Strike, I hate you. Yeah, so stuff happens. This attack is static, but I don't think it's safe spottable like it is on Ultra for some reason. So yeah, don't try and safe spot it, I guess. Once again, these fairies with the kunai like pillar things, make sure that you don't move too quickly during them because you might find yourself getting bored there. Then we get to Illusion Dreamvine, an attack I have never been particularly fond of. It is just read and dodge, and to be honest it isn't that dense, but I'm just really bad at it, so that happens. Oh, she's down the screen. This attack is really annoying if she goes down the screen, because that happens. Yeah, about that. That means I don't really want to bomb again now if I can avoid it, because stuff. I need a bomb for the next stage, basically. This attack, though, is sort of random, and can be kind of tricky to work around. It's not the densest of attacks ever, but it does pose a threat with the angle of the bullets, so do be careful of it, especially if you're staying close to where Meiling actually is, which obviously you want to do in order to damage her. And then we get to the last card, which I actually find easier than the one before it for some reason, probably because there's no lanes involved in this one. Even though the lanes are widespread, it kind of forces my my hand in terms of direction a little bit. It's read and dodge at its finest, I guess, and I usually do very well at that attack, so yeah. That's an okay fight, so long as I don't die stupidly like I did last time during the first part of the stage in stage 4, I should be good to go from here. So, enter the library. This is where the game really does get serious, and this is where you need to start having strategies as to how to actually tackle the attacks here. Also, I should have killed that fairy, but you know what? I don't care. I think that's still completely fine. There is nothing to worry about there. Unlike hard, these bullets right there are not actually aimed at you, but these ones are, so do move for these ones. Yes, because otherwise you will be very sad. If you can kill one side of the fairies there, then you'll have less kunais to deal with, and it makes it nice and easy, so whatever. Also, these particular bullets here are not aimed at you as well, so use that to your advantage. The rest of the bullets that are fired in that fashion are aimed though, so be careful of that. Obviously you want to kill those fairies there, and you see the way that scoring works in this game in terms of getting lives is that you get lives up to 60 million points. So now I'm kind of just leaving points behind because I don't need any more. Also, the books. Green books, most terrifying thing in this game probably because I have literally never captured him, except maybe Scarlet Meister. Scarlet Meister's more terrifying. But I haven't captured either yet, and yeah, that was a very nice Koakuma fight, by the way, even though I didn't really mention much from her, because she moved up, and that was very nice. But anyway, the reason I'd be leaving points behind is because of rank. Rank is a hidden number between 10 and 32, which determines basically how difficult the game is on the scale. You know, obviously there is still the difficulty, modes which are independent of this. But within that, each game itself, each mode itself has this variable rank. And the better that you are doing, the higher that rank is going to be. And the higher that rank is, the faster bullets are, the denser bullets are, it's kind of pretty scary. Also, that's not how I normally do that section, but it worked. If you capture cards, survive for 32 seconds, I think it increases by 1. Can't remember how much capturing cards does it by, it's 2 or 3 I think. But yeah, there's a bonus for that, I suppose. And if you collect point items at the POC, that also increases rank, I believe. Or, at max value, basically. This part is ugly, and I don't like it because sometimes it just kind of walls me in, but doing pretty good so far. So that's good. Yeah, I'd say that went well. For this last one here, it works very well with this shot type. You can damage the fairy in the middle, kill the one on the left, the laser will kill the one on the in the middle again from there, and it just works very, very well. So yeah, that is the stage. If you die, the rank goes down by 16. If you bomb, whether it's death bomb or regular bomb, the rank will go down by 2. And for every item that falls off the bottom of the screen, the rank goes down by 0.03. So if I intentionally leave all of the items now, which I probably won't because I'm kind of a bit klepto. But if I do leave items to go off the bottom of the screen, then the rank will be a little bit lower and stuff might be slightly easier. Also, for this non-spout, I do realize that you can just skip into the second laser, but I always find that I get clipped every time I do that, so I just don't do it. Anywho, Rage Trillophon. It's not a bad card, actually. It's a little bit random, but it's not usually too dense, so if you are moving in 2 dimensions, this is a big thing in general Touhou, like, skill stuff, by the way. Moving in 2 dimensions for a lot of attacks makes them a ton easier. Try not to restrict yourself to just horizontal movement unless you're doing a challenge like that, because really you're just kind of killing yourself then. It's so much easier to do a lot of attacks when you do 2-dimensional dodging. Including this one, Silver Dragon. It's not that hard, but it doesn't like me. You know, it's one of those that it's aimed at you and it is all in straight lines, but what I find is tricky about this one is that sometimes, like that, bullets have a random movement speed which can often get me stuck. So that's that. Anyway, Emerald Megalith, this is the one really hard card from the Patchy fight with this shot type. So bombing it is okay. I'm actually fairly good at this one when it's at low rank, but that is obviously not a low rank Emerald Megalith, so yep. And now we get to Water Elf, which is a very odd card because it actually gets significantly harder when the rank goes up like it is at the moment, because it's pretty fast. She's firing 3 waves of the circles at a time, and that is hard to deal with. It's legitimately hard to do. And yeah, I kind of just got stuck because of the way the water is. But now you see that it's at a lower rank, there was only 2 bullets being fired. You could hear the difference. And then finally we get to Mercury Poison, which is probably my favourite Patchy card, to be honest, because it's just awesome read and flow type dodging. It's very slow at the moment because I've just died, so the rank is much lower. I actually find it is more difficult when the rank is low though. Like, if the rank is too high, then it's too fast for me and I don't get it. But if the rank is too low, then it's too slow for me and I don't get it either. So a nice sort of intermediate level is what I prefer. But yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah, I know, I should have gone left at the end of the Water Elf thing, but I wasn't really looking in that direction in time, so I was trying to stay under Patch. I think Patch was still on the right hand side, so... But yeah, that was still not a terrible stage 4 in the slightest. I died only once when I didn't have bombs left, so that's good. And I captured 3 of her cards, so that's pretty good. So, on to Stage 5. Stage 5 is a thing. This is where my runs always fall apart because I'm terrible at this stage. There's a lot of read and dodge stuff in this. There's a lot of tight quarters dodging too, and it can be very tricky. So yeah, there is a safe spot type of thing for this if you go higher up the screen. You know, you can go above the fairies here, but I really don't like doing that because I'm not very good at dodging the stuff from the top, and I just got a little bit scared there. I don't want to die when I have so many bombs stocked, so because I've done that last time quite a bit, so whatever. Streaming, if you can, wait until 2 waves have been fired there and it tends to work a bit nicer. This part sucks because these fairies can wall you just by having one of them shoot, and yep, I wasn't gonna really make it through that, so a bomb there is kind of gonna happen. So anyway, mid-boss Sakuya, if she moves down the screen, I want to move above her because it sucks when she's too far down the screen. She's probably not too far down the screen that time, but I want to go there. Because you see, what you've got to do to dodge this is you've got to go down and diagonal, and when she's this far down the screen, when she is that far down the screen, it is very, very hard to do, so... Yeah, I was gonna die there, the kunai was gonna hit me, so too bad. So now I don't have any bombs left, but whatever. Illusional Misdirection, a card that I suck at but really should not be failed because it is not bad at all. Whilst the stuff does rebound off the wall, and that is kind of scary, I will admit, it is all within your control. So just do something like that and it works, really. It's not too bad. You don't want to stay in the middle for it though, that's the thing. And then this, well, depends on how long you took against Sakuya. I took a long time against Sakuya, so there wasn't very much involved in that. So that's it, but it's read and dodge. Just dodge as much as you can, and then this last bit, just move at the last possible second, and you are good to go. Alright. I have tried the mercury poison from Subterranean Animism, it is not very good. Anyway, Sakuya, her non-spells are way more dangerous than her spell cards, with the exception of the last one. They have a lot of HP, these non-spells, and I am very surprised I survived it. How did I make it through that? Wow, that was crazy. Marissa B is quite good at shotgunning. I haven't really said that at all yet, but yeah, Marissa B's shotgun stuff is very, very good. Also, this attack can be really, really mean, as it is kind of being there. It's one of those attacks that, even though it should be easy, sometimes these bubbles form exceptionally painful walls, and you've really just got to react well in advance to make sure you can get a dodge here. That's going to be difficult when they come down here. That's okay. Right, cool. How am I going to get through this one, though? To this side, that's how. Okay. So that's probably about the meanest that you can get that card to be, and I still managed it somehow. Oh, you can tell this is at high rank. This is extremely fast, and I apparently needed to unfocus even though I didn't think of that. And now you can see this is a lot slower. So there is like a direct show of what rank does to attacks like this. And I probably was going to die there. Okay, Illusion World. I like to try and start this high up the screen, because the higher you start it up the screen, the higher the knives go up the screen, and the more time that you've got to have them spread out and dodge them and stuff. So I find that gives me the most space. I've seen some people dodging it to the side. I don't like that, because then you get walled at the side sometimes, because sometimes the knives will inevitably like angle themselves so that you can't get back down to the bottom of the screen. So I just do it that way. This non-spell is stressful, but usually not the hardest one. And there we go. Not too bad. On the other hand, you've got Killing Dot. Good luck. There was no way I was getting through that, so a bomb on this attack is not bad in the slightest. And really, Marissa B's Master Spark is so good that you can just cheese the attack, and there we go. Yep. That is pretty much what you would like out of that stage. I would have liked to have not failed the second non-spell as early as I did, but it didn't really matter too much, because we kind of still did well. So, 6 spare lives, 2 bombs going into the last stage. Surely there's no way that you can fail from here. Surely there is no way. You can't honestly fail from here, right? Suddenly 4cc, yes Nin, exactly. This part, I've been doing it in the middle during practice runs just because there's nothing to lose, but it is actually less dense at the side of the screen, so really you should be doing it at the side, but apparently I can't do it at the side anymore, so I should just do it in the middle. Whatever, at least I anticipated that and got the death bomb off, so that's fine. For this bit, move on the first wave, and then don't move again until the third wave, and then there's like a whole ton of them. At the end of stage 5, same sort of deal. You just want to move at the last second here, and it works out pretty well. So there you go. And then we get to Sakuya mid-boss thing here. She is not nice anymore. She full-on brings the randomness up, and it is not cool. Eternal Meek is extremely freaking dangerous because it is just so random and fast, and all I can say is good luck. I wasn't going to be able to move in time to react to that, so I just bombed it. That's pretty much how it goes. So, 6 lives and 1 bomb. 6 spare lives, I mean 7 lives technically, going into Remelia. I have long since said Remelia is the most unfair and probably the worst of the Stage 6 bosses, simply because of the inherent randomness with her. I do think that it is possible to get better at this fight if you play it, if you practice it. I know it's possible to get better at this fight, but even then, the RNG is still potentially going to be against you, and you have to remember that and just sporadically move in a random direction, because You can. Yeah, that was kind of bad. I don't know why I moved up there. It was sort of like a twitch thing, I guess. For this attack, if it's at a lower rank like this, the space is quite wide, and so long as you are in the wide laser space, you know, it's not too difficult to dodge. So just do that, and it's fine. It really sucks that you know, failing that first non-spell, because it should be something you can do every time, but it doesn't always work out like that for me, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, strategy on that second non, you pretty much do what I did there. You can actually go above Remelia when she fires the other sets. Not the ones which are aimed at you, but the ones that she fires in a circle. You can go above that. There's a lot of cards a lot of attacks in this game that you can go above, which is weird. Anyway, this one is easier than it is on hard because the waves are more defined, hence why I captured it, I guess. And obviously don't POC this attack because it's stupid, but as soon as you dodge a wave it is fine. Right, Vampire Illusion. Dangerous because the bubbles are so close to each other in this one, and it can wall you if it feels like it. Try and look a little bit up the screen when safe to do so that you can anticipate where a wall is going to come down, and sort of read and dodge. Apparently I did not actually move properly there. Fantastic. I wasn't really in any danger there, so there wasn't any need to bomb. That's kind of bad. Oh well, whatever. Non-spell, I don't like the random spam part of this, and then the next one is like really fast bubble streaming, which usually works if you just tap them like that. It's usually okay. But yeah, it's just 2-part streaming, 1 part random spam. Try and shotgun it if you can, though I didn't quite get it to work this time. If you can shotgun it enough, then you can actually get this cleared without having to do another spam wave. Then we get to Scarlet Meister, which I have never captured yet, and probably never will. A single bomb is enough to clear it. So yeah, the strategy is to start on the right hand side of it, but it doesn't work that way very well for me, so whatever. Scarlet against Tokyo. It has ruined 3 runs so far, but in each run I have had less resources than this to start it, so whatever. I could have moved to the left in the starting bit there, and I should have moved to the left, but oh well. This card, I really do love it, but my god, it is so difficult to do. There is just red stuff everywhere. It's the real difficulty is when she is far down the screen for this wave here, because bubbles in this game have got way too big a hitbox, and I don't think it is round as a hitbox like size either, so it's scary. It is really scary because it just, how do you dodge some of it sometimes? I don't know. Oh, there's a wall incoming here. Yep, that's gonna be a bomb. Maybe I could have gone through that, I don't know, but it's not worth the risk when I still have bombs on this life. It's okay. It's okay. Just do what you need to do to survive. There is more than enough lives left in this. Even though this is a pretty bad Remelia fight overall, I still captured a couple of spells off of it, so whatever. I thought I could get through it. It was worth risking it just because. The problem is, Remelia, if she doesn't stay in a sort of position that you can attack her in, this attack lasts for absolutely ages. And it's so agonizing. Like, I feel like Remelia is pretty much designed for Reimu A and nobody else. And that's it. I don't think like anybody else was actually supposed to be able to do well at this fight. But regardless, despite how terrible that fight was, we still cleared it. We still got the run. Almost a high score. But yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. Obviously, sorry it ended as bad as it did, but that just goes to show what Remelia can do. Because, yeah, a lot of that I couldn't really do very much about. At least not within the sort of time frame that I got given to look at it. A lot of that, especially in Scarlet against Tokyo at the end there, a lot of that I just could not actually do anything about. So, yeah, it happens. Anyway, endings, spoilers, whatever, let's just skip through the text of this because Marissa's reading the book, go figure. Yeah, stuff happens. So, we have successfully cleared this 4 Lunatic LP thing with Apparently sound had gone at the end there, which is really annoying. That's one thing I don't get about XSplit. And now the audio is glitched, so let's just skip through this. The audio's glitched because I had to restart the thing, so... yeah. Not because I had to restart it, because I had to Alt-Tab out. This game audio glitches. And it's annoying. So we'll just sort of skip through that so that I can actually go ahead and do other stuff with it. Yep, 18 spells captured, 17 bombs used. Well, that makes sense. I am not starting over because of that. No way. That was pretty good though. No, 18 spells captured and 17 bombs used. I used less bombs than I captured spells. So, yeah, that was pretty good. I was saying, you know, might as well save a replay of that. Why not? So that was the Embodiment of Scarlet Devil, once again. Pretty good, I've got to say. That was really nice getting that. Yeah, not much more I can really say in terms of a final thoughts-based thing here, I guess. It was really good to actually get the run. Especially in a live stream sort of thing. This was what I really wanted to do in the end when I sort of failed it at Scarlet against Tokyo when I was just trying to do it myself earlier. And that was really stupid and really annoying. And I just decided, well, what better way of doing this than to actually do it with people, you know, watching it live at the time as well. Honestly, there just wasn't really any better way for me to do it. That was the best way that I could see. Because this way, you know, there's actually a better thing presentation-wise, because it's easier for me to organize stuff with that. And yeah, it's just better because now, like, it's not just the chat thing; it's the fact that I can have the images on the side as well, which is awesome. Just because it looks nicer, you know. This is a totally different style of doing this, and the other thing with it is that XSplit is better for recording this stuff than Fraps, because Fraps, although it can do 30 FPS and stuff perfectly fine, XSplit can do 60 much better than Fraps can, and XSplit can have an adjustable screen size for this too, whereas Fraps is locked into the 640 by 480 that the game defaults to. So it's pretty good, I have to say. Also, oh, you're talking about stuff in my background. Yeah, on the stream, like the game picture stuff, it's quack stuff. Actually, it really is Shinky in my background on my old channel. I have the default as the new channel page, so I don't tend to look at it anymore. But it is Patchy versus Shinky on the background of my old Twitch page. So yeah. But anyway, this has been Gamer Cow with not Pokemon edition. Yes, Touhou 6, the Embodiment of Scarlet Devil, Lunacy LP. Finally got it done. Yeah, how long did that freaking take? So yeah, join us next time for something else, I guess.